Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 5. It says, Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. I want to say, Call Halayim La, Alahayat Nawa, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. All praises and honor be to our power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Alright, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, our teachers. Shalom, peace to the brothers out here pushing this truth and our righteousness and sincerity. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect scattered abroad, being grafted in under the obedience of this truth through the spirit of faith. Alright, this is the brother Yawana, coming at y'all with Lord's will, another edifying lesson through the spirit. And I'm going to entitle this is Mice, Plagues, Tornadoes, Volcanic Eruptions, and the Party Spirit. Alright, so ultimately I'm just going to touch on a few things that have been taking place around the earth. I said through the spirit, I think 2 nights ago that I was, Lord willing, going to do a video like this, so hey, Lord's will, this is edifying. All right, I'm going to read this again in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 in the Apocrypha, in verse 5. It says, Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world. And this right here, what you see on the screen, is a plague, man, these mouse. And you can see the mouse plague. I'll read the whole thing. It says, You can't escape the smell. Mouse plague grows to biblical proportions across eastern Australia. Okay, so ultimately, you see, someone would have had to have looked to the Bible, to know that, hey, this is of a biblical proportion. This is a very unusual, thing that's taking place, and it's unnatural. Which is the point. Which everything goes back to the scriptures. So this is the spirit, basically revealing this through whoever wrote it. Matilda Bosley. Hey, to let us know that are of the faith, man. Hey, a lot of stuff is going on, which at a rapid rate, prophecy is being fulfilled, man. All right, that's why us of this faith, man, we have to keep watch and pray to Yahweh Shah that He allows us to be able to see these things, man, because we're blessed, to be able to see these things take place on the earth and know that who they come from, man, which all this comes from Yahweh Shah. I'm going to read that again in 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 5. It says, Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So ultimately, Yahweh is bringing these things upon the world again, because as the scripture we just read, for wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, man. So Yahweh again is going to, he's going to judge this place. And the scripture says in Psalms the 9th chapter that the Lord is known in the judgment that He executeth, man. This is judgment. All right, which is coming upon this land because of great wickedness, man, because of great iniquity that abounds in this society. Okay, so without further ado, man, I'm gonna get straight into this lesson. It says, you can't escape the smell. Mouse plague grows to biblical proportions across eastern Australia. All right, we're gonna play the video. Just like on my page, flying all over the place. It's a little windy out here today. All right. Okay, and as you've seen, man, just mice everywhere. You see, but these are the things that Yahweh Shah is going to do, man. All right, because the wickedness of this society, Babylon the Great, aka America, which is called Babylon the Great in the Holy Scriptures. All right, you see, Yahweh Shah is going to unleash judgment on this place, man. And it's going to come in the form of plagues and pestilences and famines, and that's exactly what we're seeing take place all over the earth, man. All right. It says, get to the article, it says, drought, fire, the COVID-19 pestilence, and all-consuming plague of mice. So I can read that again. Drought, fire, the crown whale, 19 pestilence, and an all-consuming plague of mice. Rural New South Wales has faced just about every biblical challenge nature has to offer in the last few years. But now it is praying for another, an almighty flood to drown the mice in their burrows and cleanse the blighted land of the rodents, or some very heavy rain at least. It seems everyone in the rural towns of northwest NSW and southern Queensland has their own mouse war story. And posts online, they detail waking up to mouse droppings on their pillows or watching the ground move at night as hundreds of thousands of rodents flee from to like in torchlight beams. You see, so again, man, this right here is prophecy being fulfilled right before your eyes. You know, I'm actually go back out of this article so I can pull up that video again. You know, so y'all can see it. It's crazy, man. You know, say this right here is beautiful, you know, especially because of us being in this truth. We see these things take place around the earth, and ultimately it boosts our faith. You know, because of what we believe in and what's written, it's continuing to come to pass, man. These scriptures are literally hopping off the pages and walking around, man. You know, so this is a very beautiful thing, and this was actually published on Friday, March 19th. 2021. You see, so this was just a few days ago, man. You know, very recent. And we're gonna get into some other to touch on, man. You know, we're gonna get a few more select you. We're gonna get a few more videos, and then we're gonna jump into the scriptures. I get some precepts, Lord's will. All right, so Lord willing, this doesn't take too long. I just want to get straight to the show y'all what's going on around the earth, man.
Story, that dangerous weather down south, George. Right, Alabama hitting so hard right now. They were under tornado warnings for 6.5 hours straight. At least 16 tornadoes reported in that state alone. And take a look at the devastation this morning in Chilton County. The twisters just ripped through home after home.
Slack you.
Get right to our top story, that dangerous weather down south, George. Right, Alabama hitting so hard right now. They were under tornado warnings for 6.5 hours straight. At least 16 tornadoes reported in that state alone. And take a look at the devastation this morning in Chilton County. The twisters just ripped through home after home, so many destroyed.
Mississippi is also hit very hard, and Ginger starts us off in Jackson with the very latest and where the danger is heading. Good morning, Ginger.
Michael, this giant tree severing this house, splitting it in two, and you can see these huge trunks. I mean, these are like 1.5 feet in diameter, 7 of those. So it took it right through the house. Thankfully, the family that was inside was able to crawl out the window and escape, and they're okay. Thankful to be okay is how so many folks feel from here through Alabama and Georgia.
Like a tornado.
In an ugly 24 hours, nearly 24 tornadoes ripping across the South. Here, a drone captures a beastly tornado plucking trees, snapping power lines, and torturing the land near Silas, Alabama.
Oh boy, heavy damage to a home just now.
Tyrone Thomas Jr. capturing a tornado from his car.
It is so crazy going to Waynesboro, man.
Debris filling the air at the Mississippi-Alabama state line. In Chilton County, more than a dozen homes destroyed or damaged. In Alabama, the violent winds flipping trucks, sending trees flying, crushing cars, demolishing homes. And belongings covering the landscape. Soaked from the relentless rain, up to 5 inches falling fast, and flooding.
This area is a disaster. You can look at trees down, it tore up 2 cars in the backyard. We just have to accept it.
A twister tearing through Clark County, taking a direct shot at this home. The storm catapulting a mother and child out of that house. Her brother, grateful they survived.
I'm thankful.
In Tuscaloosa, Alabama students jam-packed in a campus shelter, staying safe for more than 30 minutes as that first line of storms passed. And in Wayne County, Mississippi, this chicken farm obliterated. The land littered with wooden remains and twisted sheet metal.
Hi everyone, George Stephanop.
Hey man, and that just goes to show you how angry, how Bashim Shai is with this world, man. Alright, especially Babylon the Great. You see, over 24 tornadoes touched down in the southeast, man. You see, that's 24 different types of tornadoes, man, that are wreaking havoc on the land. You see how Bashim Shai, man, he's not sparing nobody. Alright, these people, you know, even some of the animals as well. You know, Yahweh Shema Shai, man, he's very angry with this place. You know, because again, wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth. So the whole world is polluted with evil and darkness, man. All right, you see, and that's the same reason why in the days of Noah there came the flood, man, because everybody was doing what they wanted to do, was serving other gods, was committing all types of adultery. You see, and ultimately, how by the world at that time was polluted with wickedness. So now, you know, or at that time that flood came because of the world was polluted with evil and wickedness. And it's the same thing that we're seeing now, man. Wickedness is continuing on. And, you know, Yahweh Bashmal Shah, in the meantime of everybody being wicked, he's continuing to move, man. All right. Yeah, so that's why we're seeing the tornadoes. That's why we're seeing the mice plagues and the famines. Okay. And then in this so-called pandemic, which really is a pandemic, you know. But at the same time, man, Yahweh Bashmal Shah is in control of that too, man. You see, Yahweh Bashmal Shah is in control of every single thing. Alright, so I actually got one more video to show y'all, and it's just real quick with this volcano. Alright, Lord's will, I can find it. Bear with me. Bear with me. Shaw. Here we go.
A dormant volcano in Iceland has come back to life for the first time in nearly 800 years. The night sky lit up near the capital Reykjavik late on Friday. The eruption came after all earthquakes in the region in recent weeks. The area is a seismic hotspot and all air traffic has been halted. Iceland is home to Europe's most active volcanic region. So let's go to Iceland's capital, Reykjavik, and bring in seismologist Dr. Thorberg Augustsdóttir from Iceland Geosurvey. Thanks for joining us. Iceland.
That was pretty much the point. You know, and I've been seeing this a lot too, like volcanoes all over the earth, man, that haven't, you know, erupted in damn near hundreds of years. This one, they said it has finally erupted after 800 years, man. And why is that happening? Again, because Yahweh Shema Shai is beginning to make his return on this wicked ass earth. All right, in this wicked kingdom, Esau, Edom's kingdom. All right, Salakia. So I'm gonna go to it so y'all can see it. You know, because again, man, these are all signs. These are all signs, really, for the elect. The elect are going to be paying attention, right? To you know, the elect's going to be seeing these things and knowing, hey, man, it's not time to, you know. It's not time to party. It's not time to do this and that. It's not time to be, you know what I'm saying, and looking for a purpose, man. Hey, the purpose is right here in this in the Holy Scriptures. All right. This is so I keep burping, man. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. And it reads, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. Let me close this real quick. Notebook's going everywhere. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the science past, which I have told thee before. You see, and we're seeing the science past, man. You know, again, said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the science past, which we're seeing the science past, man. All right, we're seeing all the signs past. Which, matter of fact, let's go into those signs. All right. It's the book of Luke, chapter 21, and verse 25. And it reads, it's like you, man, damn demons. This is Luke chapter 21 and verse 25. Shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth. You see, so there's going to be signs in the moon, the earth, and the stars, right? The heavens above. All right, but there's also going to be signs in the earth. And upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity. You see, and ultimately there's a lot of uproars of the people, man. There's all these insurrections and, and rebellions and protests with the people against their governments, man, all in Germany, Russia, all right, Brazil, There's so much going on right now, man, to the point where, hey, man, if you're not paying attention, hey, you're ultimately gonna get caught slipping, because the amount at the rate everything's being fulfilled, this should be boosting your faith, man, because we know when these signs begin to come to pass, like it says here in Luke 21st chapter, things begin to come to pass. Look up, for your redemption draweth nigh, man. All right, Romans 13:11, it states in that, knowing the time, that it's high time to awake out of sleep, for our salvation is nearer than we believe, man. And how do we know that our salvation is near? Because of the signs that Yahweh Shai gave us to let us know what time that we're in, and we're the time of the end, man. That's why all these things are taking place. I read that again, Luke chapter 21 to verse 25, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth the distress of nations with perplexity, man. And you go into that word perplexity, and it means indicate inability to be able to deal. Matter of fact, I got that right here pulled up. Let's just get it real quick. Lord's will. Come on, phone. My phone's been bugging out for the past few days, man. So slack you. The word perplexity, it says inability to deal with or understand something complicated or unaccountable. All right, so hey, man, these people in the world ultimately gonna be, they're gonna be unable to deal, and comprehending. They haven't been given that oil in their lamp, man. So ultimately, these things taking place, the plagues, the pestilence, the famines, the earthquakes, the volcanoes erupting, say birds falling out the sky, different animals washing up and beaching themselves on the beach. They're not gonna understand these things, man, because at the end of the day, Romans the 11th chapter says, what then hath Israel obtained that which he seeketh for? Nay, the election hath obtained, and their nerves were blinded. All right, so only the elect of Israel, the 1/3 men, women, and children, and 144,000 are going to obtain the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that comes directly from the heavens, man. All right, to understand these words. All right, because Yahweh Shai said himself that these words I speak unto you are spirit and they are life. All right, so to be able to understand it, the spirit has to quicken you. It brings you to life, man. And it lets you understand these things. But everybody else, man, is in the congregation of the dead, because they continue to wander out of the way of understanding. They continue to scoff at the prophets. They continue to walk past them and laugh at them. And hey, man, but it's all good, because ultimately, you have to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, man. Everybody's not going to get these things. All right, so everything that these people are seeing take place in the world, they ultimately don't understand, because again, Yahweh Shai is. All right, so basically without the spirit, you're pretty much dead, and that's what we see of these people on the earth. That's why they're just, walking around like pretty much like zombies, man. We're actually gonna go into that, but I'm gonna finish this real quick. I'll read it one more time. We'll get the next script. It says Luke chapter 21 and verse 25, and it reads, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. All right, you see, so ultimately, a lot of people, again, that word perplexity also goes into incomprehension and confusion. So everybody that doesn't have the spirit of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding are ultimately going to be confused at these things, man, because they don't understand. All right, let me get that real quick in Matthew's. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 7. I'll get straight to the point. It says, for nation rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, right? So hey, man, these mice plagues, these different food famines taking place in the earth that are going to begin to increase. All right, these different volcanoes erupting at a massive rate. You see, all this is going to continue to happen, man, because right now we're in the beginning of sorrows, man. Right now is the beginning of something more sinister to come, which is going to come in the form of Jacob's trouble. All right, this is all what this is building up to, man. All right, and Jacob's trouble is described, and I always say this, man, in every lesson because it's a major prophecy that's going to take place on the earth, which it's talked about in Daniel's 12th chapter, the first verse. All right, Jeremiah 30:7. All right, hey, Jacob's trouble is on the horizon, man. You see, so everything is going to continue to happen as far as these plagues, pestilences, and ultimately judgment and destruction, man. Again, because wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth. That's why we're seeing all this take place, man. And these prophecies right here in Matthew the 24th chapter is basically what Yahushua told his disciples. Because when they, the disciples asked him, they said, what are going to be the signs of that coming and the end of the world, man? So hey, the signs are these, man. The rumors of wars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, pestilences, famines, earthquakes in diverse places. All right, and that's all we're seeing now, man. False prophets are rising up and deceiving the people that are in the earth. Hey, man, everything Yahushua said that we were going to see is what we're seeing now. Again, letting us know that we are in the end of this world, man. Okay. So I'm gonna go back to Second Ezra. This is Second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1 again. It says, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." You see, so Yahweh Shai is going to begin to make a glorious return. All right, there's going to have to be a series of events that's going to take place, ushering in with the red carpet, metaphorically speaking, for him to come into this earth, man. All right, so that's why, the scriptures tell you, Isaiah 55:6, "Seek me early while I'm yet to be found." All right, or while I may be found, right? Okay, so the elect is going to be seeking Yahweh Shai early, while seeing these things take place, knowing what's coming. And we know what's coming, man. All right, greater evils are going to come and compass this world and the people as well, man. Because these people aren't taking heed; they're not watching. Okay, it says, 2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 2, "Then shalt thou understand," and we understand that it is made. "Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning," man. You see, the scriptures tell you in Isaiah the 46th chapter. Let's get that real quick. There's Isaiah chapter 46 and verse 10. It says, "Declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, My counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasures." See, so Yahweh Shai's will is going to stand, man. It tells you that in Ecclesiasticus, the 18th chapter, the 3rd verse, where it says, "Who governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will." So this is all the will of the Heavenly Father taking place, man. That's why we have to pray and beg Yahweh Shai that He'll have mercy on us and keep us away from the evil. All right, now we don't be partakers of the same judgment that these people in the world are going to receive because they're being disobedient, and they continue to harden their necks to the prophets, man. Which ultimately Yahweh Shai speaks through his men, the prophets. So you're ultimately turning away from Yahweh Shai. So I got this last video for here, right here for y'all, real quick, and we're gonna go and break this down, man. You see? So ultimately, you see the mindset of these people in the world, man. All right, and the scriptures tell you wherever your treasure is, there is where your heart is also, man. And that's where your mind is. And these people have their heart, their mind and they're treasuring the things in the earth. All right, partying, going out, being seen, there's nothing wrong with having nice clothes and wanting to have a good time, but we're not in that time to be partying, man, and going out and hey, man, just being complete fools, man. The scriptures tell you to follow not a multitude of people that do evil. All right, these people ultimately not paying attention to the signs. They're not, moving in wisdom. These people are just, they're just moving in lust. All right, that's why you see these women out here too, man. These Jake women, they just want to party all day, man. They just want to be seen. And I'm actually gonna load in. I can find that video where Jake actually said that. She's like, we just want to party, because that's the mindset of these people. And that's the same. So like, let's see.
And dancing, but things quickly changed.
Singing and dancing, man.
Police eventually shot pepper balls into the crowd to speed up the disbursement, sending people running.
This area has become a tinder, and we cannot have a policy of simply hoping that it's not lit. We have to act before one of those incidents happen. We cannot act in the wake of something. And that is why, preemptively, we are taking action today.
That action implementing an 8 p.m. curfew for Ocean Drive, Collins Avenue, Washington Avenue, and Espanola Way from 5th through 16th Street.
That is crazy. That is dumb. I don't like it. I hate it. I understand that some people just things, but they do that everywhere. I'm from Detroit. They come to our city and act up, but our mayor don't make it a curfew because of that.
But there are some tourists in support.
The 8 p.m. curfew, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, you know what I mean? We've had
hell
before,
no.
we still found ways to be with each other.
As a result, all businesses had to shut down and the streets had to be cleared of all people. In addition to the curfew, eastbound traffic on all 3 causeways to the beach were also closed to non-residents. Changes Mayor Dan Gilbert said was necessary to maintain.
Authorities trying to avoid a repeat of what happened last night. Spring breakers ignoring orders to leave. Miami Beach police using pepper balls and brute force to break up the party.
I think the curfew is ridiculous. Like, we just want to come out here and party.
Hey, man, you see here it is. The world is ending, and these Jakes, man, they just want to party. Let's get that back again, man. That's what I was looking for. Crazy, man. Madness.
I think the curfew is ridiculous. Like, we just want to come out here and party.
This is not a typical spring break crowd.
Today, Miami Beach City Commissioners held an emergency meeting.
It looked like a rock concert.
Miami Beach Mayor Dan Gilbert.
People started to rage through the streets, running for their lives. You can't have that in a city. That can't be a night.
The Miami Beach curfew runs from 8 p.m. until 6 a.m. Today, with the sun up, the beach was back open. Crowds enjoying the sand and surf. But some who came for the famed, often hedonistic South Beach nightlife say the curfew has ruined the...
You got Jake standing on the car, man. And this stuff is laughable, man, because here it is. You're trying your best to work out your salvation with fear and trembling, man. Being completely aware of the things that are going on and the things that are to come. And here you got these people in the world that are continuing to be spiritually asleep, man, being spiritually dead. These people do not know what's going on, man. Hey, so when these times come, like it says in Luke the 21st chapter, when Jacob's trouble comes and Esau Edom declares martial law and he's starting to throw people in camps and force a damn chip on them. Hey, it tells you that in Luke the 21st chapter that it shall come upon them as a snare, man. So it's ultimately that day, that we're coming into is gonna come upon these people as a snare, man. And they're not gonna be expecting it, which is what that means, because they're not keeping watch of what's coming. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get that real quick, and then we're gonna go into 1 Thessalonians, man. This is Luke chapter 21 and verse 34. It says, "And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with suffering and drunkenness and cares of this life." You can't be caring about this life, man. So again, there's nothing wrong with having nice shoes and wanting to get a drink. But man, going out and doing things like this, dancing on top of cars, throwing money everywhere, partying and saying "A" into the camera. Hey, Yahweh Shema Shai is not dealing with that, man. Because ultimately, us that are of this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, again, we all move in wisdom, man. So you have to be applying this wisdom to your walk. All right, even on your day to day, especially on your day to day, man. And this is not moving in wisdom. All right. That's why scriptures tell you that it's both good for a man to both hope and quietly and patiently wait, man. Quietly and patiently, man. These people aren't waiting for the return of Yahweh Shemel Shah, man. But they're waiting for everything to go back to normal so they can continue to live in their wickedness, man, and their pleasure and their lust of the flesh. I'm gonna read that again. Luke chapter 21 and verse 34. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with suffering and drunkenness and cares of this life, so that day come upon you unawares. See, these people are gonna get caught unawares. And let's get that word unawares, man. Because this is 98% of the population, man. I'll say 99, man. That 1% is the elect. That's how narrow this is. All right, just come on, man. See my phone be bugging out. Y'all see it. I don't know why it does this, man. I know why it does it. It's just demons, So I'm not too upset about it. Word unawares. Phone hasn't been one to work. When I start doing these lessons, man, my phone starts to bug out. You see. This is the word unaware. It says having no knowledge of a situation or fact. Whew. Hey, and that's cold too because, hey, man, these people are not unaware of the situation that we're actually in, man, the reality of life. And that's that we are the people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, that we are the people of the Bible, man, the Hebrew Israelites. All right, Yahweh Shai is coming back, all right, and he's not coming back to hand out, he's not coming back to hand out gift cards, man, but he's coming back to hand out judgment. All right, and that judgment is going to come in the form of nuclear missiles, man. All right, and then the chariots of the Lord, which the chariots are what this world calls the, it's called the UFOs. But the so-called UFOs are the chariots of Yahweh Shemel Shai, the angels, man, which are also going to come back in the day of destruction and shoot laser beams down on Babylon the Great, man, and all these wicked-ass people. Okay, so these people are unaware. All right, having no knowledge. And the scriptures tell you in Jeremiah, I'm going to get that real quick, man. These people are ignorant. All right, these people are very ignorant, and they're without knowledge. This is Jeremiah chapter 4 and verse 22. For my people is foolish; they have not known me. All right, scriptures tell you in Isaiah the first chapter that the ox knoweth his owner and the ass his master's crib. But Israel, my people, they do not consider. So our people don't consider to be like, dang, man, maybe those prophets are onto something. Maybe we are the people of the Bible. Maybe I do need to turn from my wickedness, man. But these people, they don't consider the ways of Yahweh Shemel Shah, man. All right? That's why the scriptures tell you that men love darkness rather than light because their deeds were evil, man. So, hey, these people love to, they love darkness rather than light. That's why the scriptures tell you in Romans the 13th chapter that the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light, which is this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. All right, these people in the world, they ultimately don't have their armor on. They have a cloak of darkness, man, a spirit of slumber on them. All right, that's why we shouldn't be looking at these people and envying them. You see, the scriptures tell you, envy not the glory of a sinner, for thou knowest not what his end shall be. So hey, don't envy these people. Don't want what they have. Don't want to be in that. Don't want to have that party spirit on you, man, because that's really the spirit of destruction. And you got this damn Jake, man, with this RC car, so Slack has been distracting me a little bit. But it's all good. I'm going to read that again. This is Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish, they have not known me. And this people is talking about is Israel, man, the Israelites. For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children. Sottish means stupid. And they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge, man. Our people are wise to, to cook up dope. And they're wise to, to talk about things that, that concern evil and darkness. But when it comes to righteousness, our people are far from it, man. You see, it says they are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge, man. So really, what I'm saying, when it comes to, repenting and praying, and trying to pursue this path of light, our people don't have no knowledge of it, man. So that's why us that are doing it, man, we have to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shemel Shai, man, every day. All right, because the scriptures tell you in the book of Hosea, the 4th chapter, that my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. They're destroyed. All right, and not having this knowledge, man, not being aware of what's taking place in the earth by the form of prophecies, man, you're ultimately going to get caught unawares. See, it says having no knowledge of a situation or fact, man, unknowing, ignorant, uninformed. But the thing is, our people have been informed. The scriptures tell you in Romans the 10th chapter that hath Israel heard. Man, I don't want to butcher that too much. Ultimately, they've heard the prophets out here, man, but they continue to buck up. All right, they continue to choose the ways of death. All right, which is not taking heed to this scripture. See, this is Romans chapter 10 and verse 18. But I say, have they not heard? Meaning, have they not heard the gospel being preached on the highways and the byways by the men of the Lord, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone on down to the sincere brethren? But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily, their sound went into all the earth. The sound of the prophets, man. It's the sound of the men of the Lord raising up their voice and crying aloud and sparing not, man. You know? It says, but I say, have they heard? Yes, verily, their sound went into all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world. You see, it tells you that in Psalms, the 19th chapter, that there is no language nor speech where their voice is not heard. So there's no excuse, man. The prophets, the men of the Lord, are everywhere in the earth, man. In the four corners, because our people are scattered in the four corners of the earth. There's prophets everywhere, man. Prophesying the downfall of America, Babylon the Great, warning you of the things to come and telling you to repent, man, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. All right, but our people, 2/3 of our people, of you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native American Indians, are not going to take heed to this truth because it's only given to an elect. All right, the elect are the only ones who are going to understand this truth, take heed to it, repent, and Lord willing be saved. All right, but everybody else is going to continue to live in their wickedness, man, and continue to not listen to the prophets. Hey, but that's the same thing that happened in the days of Noah, man. Noah was prophesying of a flood to come, and the people didn't believe it, man. Because at the time of Noah, rain had never descended down from the sky, but the way that the earth got watered was by a dew or a mist ascending up from the ground. All right, so you got to imagine at that time, never have being heard of rain and never seeing rain, the people didn't believe that it was going to come. It was a strange prophecy, and this is a strange prophecy, man, telling you that ICBM nuclear missiles are going to rain down on America, Babylon the Great, and desolate it, telling you that the chariots of the Lord are going to come, and they're going to beam up Salakia, an elect few spirits, Salakia, and that, everybody else is going to be, pretty much destroyed by the UFOs. I mean, that's a strange prophecy, all right? But, hey, the scriptures tell you that in Ecclesiasticus, as his ways are plain to the holy, they're stumbling blocks to the wicked, man. So now everybody's going to understand these things. All right, so you got to imagine Noah, he was prophesying of a strange event to take place. That's the same thing that the men of the Lord are doing now, man. This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 36. And it reads, but of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. So ultimately Yahweh knows the day that Yahweh Shai is going to return. You see, Yahweh Shai doesn't even know what day he's going to return, man. Not even the angels. All right, only Yahweh. It says, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. And it reads Noah, but it's talking about Noah. Entered into the ark and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Okay, so ultimately, man, before the flood came, in the days before the flood, everybody was in the party spirit, man. Dancing around, serving these other gods, giving praise to all these other gods, man, that don't have no power to save, that ultimately can't benefit you towards salvation. And that's the same thing that these people are doing now, running around, partying, dancing in the streets, committing adultery all over the place, continuing to be wicked, man. And just like in the days of Noah, it reads right here in the 39th verse, Matthew chapter 24 and verse 39, and knew not until the flood came. You see, so when the flood came, they knew that Noah was right, man. They knew that his prophecy, I believe, man, that a flood was going to compass the earth and everybody that didn't enter into that ark. You see, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be, man. When them chariots pop up, man, in the sky, you see, and Yahweh Shai standing on that chariot that covers the whole face of the earth, man, and it can't be measured nor sought out where it starts or where it begins, or it starts or where it ends. Hey, man, these people are going to be, damn, man, surely you're going to know a prophet was amongst them, man. But it's going to be too late because you're going to be running for your life, trying to dodge them ICBMs. You're not going to be able to escape. That's why, hey, us of this faith, we pray to Yahweh Shai that he allows us to escape these things, man. And I'm actually get that after Amos chapter. I bring this out in Amos. Lord willing, I can bring this out real quick. This is the book of Amos, chapter 9 and verse 10. And it reads, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us, man. So ultimately, our people, man, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, man, they're saying to the prophets, man, hey, those evils aren't going to come. It's not going to prevent us from doing what we want to do. But ultimately, man, hey, the scriptures tell you in Ezekiel, the 12th chapter, the 21st verse, it says, for I am the Lord, and the word that I speak shall come to pass. Roughly paraphrasing. So, hey, man, all these things that we're speaking, is ultimately Yahweh Shemel Shai warning you, man, of what's to come, because it surely will come. As it says in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. It will surely come and not tarry. All right, so the visions are the prophecies, man. They're going to come to pass, man. All right, and this is also a prophecy as well. Amos chapter 9 and verse 10, it says, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake us nor prevent us, man. And that's the same thing that gets reiterated in Isaiah, the 65th chapter. And we're going to get that real quick, because you see the party spirit of Jake, man. They don't care. They don't believe, what's really going to take place on the earth. You heard it from her own mouth, man. She said, we want a party, and they do want a party.
Authorities trying to avoid a repeat of what happened last night. Spring breakers ignoring orders to leave. Miami Beach police using pepper balls and brute force to break up the party.
I think the curfew is ridiculous. Like, we just want to come out here and party.
This is not a typical spring.
Police using pepper balls and brute force to break up the party.